Hi, I'm Dale Powell, and welcome to That Spirit of Christmas. Ha! He's Dale Powell, but I am Ebenezer Scrooge, and I am taking over this podcast. You know, every year I hear you folks say the same things about me. Scrooge, bah, humbug. Well, there's one thing I know, and that is you apparently never read the rest of that story. Or you didn't watch the end of the movie. Maybe you went to sleep or something. But there's a lot more to my story than what you've always heard. Let me tell you what my creator, Charles Dickens, said about me at the end of A Christmas Carol. Scrooge was better than his word. He did it all and infinitely more. And to Tiny Tim, who did not die, he was a second father. He became as good a friend, as good a master, as good a man as the good old city knew. Some people laughed at this change in him, but he heeded it little. It was said of Ebenezer Scrooge that if ever a man knew how to keep Christmas well, it was he. And if any man alive possessed the knowledge, may that truly be said of all of us. And so, as Tiny Tim observed, God bless us every one. Yes, I am a changed Ebenezer. But no one wants to acknowledge that. Everybody always wants to go with the old Scrooge, bah humbug. Well, I've written a little poem to set the story straight. So here's my story told in rhyme. Ebenezer Scrooge, the ballad of Ebenezer Scrooge, the misunderstood Ebenezer Scrooge, the most misunderstood man in all of England. I'm Ebenezer Scrooge, the old Christmas miser, the tight-fist grim Londoner, the Yuletide appetizer, the cranky chap you make fun of from London to Rome, though now it seems my story's in every home. They paint me as a mean old grouch with icicles for hair, yet pay no mind to how I changed. You just leave me freezing there. They quote my bah humbug with a wink and a grin, but they skip the part where my kindness thawed my skin. That Grinch, he's a rip-off, a peppermint green twin, a sour soul whose heart was 2 sizes too thin. He even said so himself. He learned his lesson one Christmas Eve. Well, excuse me, so did I. They crown him a Christmas hero, and they leave me a stingy guy. From Mickey Mouse to Fred Flintstone, they've stolen every scene. My ghost, my gloom, my midnight dread. You just like to keep me mean. Every year another tune retells my fearful night, yet I don't get a farthing for their animated plight. Huh, you forget I'm the guy that started it all. And Molly, dear old Jacob, came clanking through my room, all rattling like a junkyard ghost, auditioning for doom. He wailed about his chains and cried, "These links are forged in greed." I said, "Well, Jacob, obviously, you were just meaner than me." Then Christmas past floated in, a candle's gentle flame, who poked into my memories and called out every shame. The ghost of Christmas present came laughing next, a giant bold and bright. He dragged me through the feasting halls from morning into night. He showed me homes both rich and poor, their fellowship and cheer. He showed me Tiny Tim and said, "This boy might save you here." And then came the hooded visitor, the one in a cloak of black. He never spoke a single word, yet made my spine go crack. He pointed at the gravestones where cold winds hiss and shove, and showed me what I'd never learn. No man outlives love. Then pointed toward another grave he needed me to see. The name upon the stone revealed the wretched man was me. I thank the spirits for showing me the error of my ways. I vowed that night that I would be kind for all my future days. Now here's the thing that puzzles me. And truly, it's not fair. My story's now so popular, it dances through the air. Dickens wrote it brilliantly. He gave me brand new life. My doom, my hope, my change, my heart, my sorrow, my strife. Yet through the world now they adore my tale, and quotes each Christmas line. Most folks recall the worst of me. They forget the change was mine. Still, after all the hijinks, the copies, clones, and riffs, I've learned a truth that warms me more than Christmas gifts. A life can change in one short night, or slowly year by year, but change remains a miracle whenever it appears. So mock me if you must, dear friends, shout humbug if you please, but remember how the story ends beneath your snowy eaves. For I, who once despised this day with miser's cold disdain, now cherish every candle's glow, each carol's soft refrain. Yeah, the Grinch may take my storyline, and Mickey steals my cues, but Christmas isn't owned by one. It's shared by all who choose to turn from fear to tenderness, from bitterness to grace, to offer one small kindness and warm a weary place. So here I stand, Ebenezer, older now but warm, a man who weathered ghosts and gloom and grew beyond the storm. And if you're feeling low tonight, or think your heart is shoved, just do what I didn't used to know to do, my friends. Turn your hate to love. I'm Ebenezer Scrooge. And hey, I am Dale Powell, and I'm taking my podcast back. Since he hijacked my set, I thought I'd hijack his London Street. But, I've often thought about that. If there really was an Ebenezer Scrooge, he would really be upset about the fact that we never remember how he ended up. We always say Scrooge, bah humbug. And, I think that's what Dickens wanted us to see. He wanted us to see this old grouchy man. As I will point out in another podcast coming up, he used seven adjectives and a noun to describe Scrooge. He called him a grasping, scraping, clutching, covetous old sinner. I don't think I got them all in there. I must have left one out. But nonetheless, it's like that's what he called him. And he wanted us to see that if somebody like that could change, why can't we? It's very easy sometimes to get frustrated with some of the things that are going on in the world. I know I do myself. I have my struggles, have plenty of them. But what does it take to just put on a brave face and get out there and face the world and realize that we're all doing the best we can? So let's just do our best and make the Christmas season what it's supposed to be, a season of love. You get a little frustrated with someone who cuts you off in traffic. Well, maybe they weren't really trying to be aggressive. Maybe they had something they absolutely needed to do. So instead of turning it to anger when you see something like that, turn it to love. The store is a little crowded this time of year. Well, that's because everybody's trying to take care of their loved ones. Just remember that. Turn it to love. And sometimes what we see as greed and evil in the world, if we look a little deeper and see what's really going on, we realize that that's not what it is at all. It's people trying to do the best they can. Just remember, if you turn it to love, you can have the happiest Christmas you've ever had. I hope you do. I'm Dale Powell.